we doing, YouTube? Stevie here. 13th August, I believe is what it is. And just waiting here in the DDG line. I'm one truck away. I think I was behind this truck yesterday. He's a big Michigan train. And it wasn't yesterday, it was the day before. They take a little while to load. Been a little bit getting in and out of here. Part of the problem is I think guys are trying to get their bins cleaned out before harvest, and so the corn line's been kind of long. And then when I get my corn dumped, when I get over to the DDG line, it seems like there's been a fair bit of trucks there. I mean, only like 5 or 6, but that, you know, it takes time. So I've been here. Oh, what time did I get here? I got here about 6 o'clock, and it's 9:19 now, so a little over 3 hours, and I'm not loaded yet. I'll be another 10-15 minutes before I get out of here, probably. So not quite 4 hours. I should get unloaded faster over at Ozinga than I did at G4. Although G4 hasn't been that bad the last couple 3 days. I mean, it's still an hour at the fastest, if not an hour and a half, 2 hours. Well, now a few days, way more than that. But like yesterday was a 12-hour day. I'm not sure how much of that was driving. I'm 100. So total drive miles yesterday was to make the loop from my house over here to South Bend, over to G4, down to Grant Park, and back to my house. 253 miles. And it pays, depending on a little bit on how much weight I get, of course, about $3, one side or the other of $3 a mile. Might be a little more, not usually much less, but pretty much that's where it is. I could run maybe a tick heavier going over there on the DDGs, but that puts me really close to 80, and I got to go across the Indiana scale on 94, and I have to go across the Chicago scale there on 80. Like you're heading out to Iowa, I got to go across that scale. So it's just not quite enough, right? I mean, I can't run. So if I run right now, I'm running 24 and a half, and that has me about 78,000, depending on fuel, give or take a smidge. So, you know, that's kind of where I land. And then they don't give me too much grief. I know I'm gonna be okay on my axles, and I don't have to, if they load a little heavy on the front or a little heavy on the back, it's no big deal. And then bringing corn back, I'm usually a tick heavy bringing corn back, because they don't load you on a scale, so they're just kind of guessing. But I don't have to go across any scales coming back. I go the back way. Not because I'm going the back way to miss a scale, only because that's the shortest way to go from Grant Park to South Bend by my house. But anyway, so I mean, that ends up being around 760-ish a day, 780 a day, depending. And like I said before, that puts the fuel at about 130 a day, 135 a day, and the truck and trailer and insurance is about 200 a day, so that's what leaves me about 400 a day, give or take a little bit. Now, I could miss that scale. Oh, going back to that scale, that's what I was going to say. I could miss that scale, but in Indiana, but then I have to run the toll road, which would cost me an extra $12. So it doesn't justify running for $6 more is the spread. Basically, I could run another ton, maybe half a ton, but it just doesn't. By the time I pay the extra toll, so I don't have to take a chance on that scale, which is open a lot in Indiana, I might as well just go a half a ton lighter and not have to worry and not pay the toll, because I already have to pay $5.50 when I get over to Illinois every day. I only hit that. That's over by 294, where 294 goes north and 80 goes out to Iowa, that toll right there. But I need to figure out, I mean, this is okay, but like tomorrow I don't have a corn load because these guys aren't going to be open for corn. So I lose 300 on that loop. Now, if they're going to do that every week, I'm hoping they're just doing that right now, getting ready for busy season. I don't know if these guys have a busy season or not, but maybe they do. But I wave at that fella. He's a nice old guy. He works here on the DDG side. Yeah, I don't know. I need to crunch these numbers a little bit. I've been looking at the JB Hunt board again, but just to see where the most revenue is over the next month or so, maybe run some JB Hunt freight, but I'm not seeing anything spectacular there either. And I'm not seeing my normal Iowa run, Iowa or Omaha, my normal Nebraska, I should phrase it that way, from either Indiana or from South Elgin over to Omaha and back. I'm not really seeing that. So I don't know if other guys, I'm sure other guys that are on that same board have figured out if you're in northern or northwestern Indiana, that's a pretty good one to get. So they might be really keeping track of this board. And those loads ain't staying on very long. And if I'm just going to run Ohio, I might as well just keep running what I'm running because the revenue's about the same. I got rid of my DAT, so I don't have I don't have that to see what the FAR rates are paying. But I don't want to rent a trailer. I definitely don't want to buy a dry van. And I don't really want to go on the road. So, I don't know. I'm lamenting, I guess, a little bit. I'm still happy with this. It's just revenue's just a little light. And I should say it this way. It's not, I make enough money doing this, that's fine. It's that I feel that I'm leaving revenue on the table, and that's what frustrates me. But otherwise, all is well. We're almost at 9 minutes already. I've been steadily losing subscribers, so I don't know what that's all about because I haven't changed anything. But here nor there about that. I think that fella's almost loaded in front of me, so that is good. So God bless everybody, and if I don't chime in later when I'm waiting to get unloaded, I will talk to everybody tomorrow. God bless.